What is good? We are here for week 7 of the PWC season 13 against Firemaster MT. They have a Tera, Hisuian Typhlosion, which is absolutely super duper scary. Dashbun should be able to maybe deal with that. No Urshifu is kind of crazy. We see Ment, Clef. Superior is very scary for me. And then they have the Empoleon and the Fortress. Very interesting team. Very interesting team for sure. I think that getting my Tera off is going to be very nice. Ogerpon and my Tera Brute Bonnet, which is Tera Fire, look very strong here. So I think getting that Tera off early is going to be pretty nice. So I think we will just lead with the Brute Bonnet. I think that makes sense. We can Spore basically anything, and then Tera Blast is very, very free into their team. The only thing that I don't hit is the Salamence, or I guess the Typhlosion, which I can Sucker Punch, but they also can't hit me too well, and I can just Spore them. So yeah, we're just going to lead off with the Brute Bonnet. Just straight up lead with it. I also really like my Sneasler in this game. I think Choice Scarf looks great to be able to spread poison, and it helps me against the Salamence in the late game and potentially Choice Scarf Superior. We do see Fortress on the lead. I love this. I mean, it would have been a little bit better if it was my Ogerpon, since I'm Mold Breaker on Ogre, but this is great. I could potentially Spore this guy, honestly, and I should be faster. I like the idea of Spore here, but you might be Overcoat, actually. If you're Overcoat, that would be pretty sick, because you know I'm Mold Breaker on Ogerpon. Might not even go with the Sturdy. Would you even think about that? It's a lot of 4D chess, but I'm just going to Tera Blast you, because I think that Tera Blast is going to do a lot of damage. We also, like, depending on how physically defensive they are, they might just not die anyways. But we're going to go for the damage here. I'm assuming we probably see a Spike come off, but we will see if that Sturdy pops. The Sturdy does pop, unfortunately. I thought Overcoat actually made a decent bit of sense here. They're just going to Volt Switch. That thing's down at 1 HP. Beautiful stuff for me so far. And I don't have any hazards of my own in this game. But that is very nice for my Ogerpon because I can Trailblaze on that thing. Empoleon ends up coming out here, which I can Spore if I want. Tera Blast also does a ton, especially if they're more offensive. I do kind of want to keep this guy around, but I mean, what's the option? I guess it could be to go hard out to Quaquaval here. If I go out to Quaquaval, they really don't do anything, and it's a free close combat. Yeah, we'll make the Quaquaval play. Might as well. Kind of wishing I was Moxie, because I'm not for some reason. I know I don't have very much speed, so I can very well get Outrun. But we just see Flip Turn come out here. That's fine. If we see the Superior come out, then it might be in my best interest to just close combat it, since I am the berry. They end up going Mence. Is this Intimidate? They are Intimidate Mence, so I'm assuming Special here. Special Mence. Salamence, Special Attacker. I mean, Dashbun should always be able to take 2 Hurricanes because we are very specially defensive. So I think I'll go out to that. If they end up being physical, oh well. Like, I have a lot of physical defense anyways. Basically split right down the middle. As they Hurricane and they miss, unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate for them. Now, I could Stomping Tantrum on this turn, predicting a swap. I don't think they end up staying in here, so I like the double option. I like doubling out to Enamorous is good, Brute Bonnet is good, Quaquaval's fine. I do not deal with the Hurricane spam from the Salamence, though. I will just tell you that. So if I get this play wrong, it could be tough. What should I do? This Enamorous does always take a Hurricane, which is nice. I think I probably just go Enam. But if they go Empoleon, then that puts me in a tough position. Empoleon, especially defensive, would always eat Earth Power. If they have Flash Cannon, I actually just straight up don't die, though. Is it worth? I don't know if it's worth. It is worth. It's worth. They are going to withdraw. So I get the play right. It seemed pretty obvious to me that they were going to swap. We do see Empoleon come back out, which is okay. Definitely could have been worse. I'm thinking that we just Earth Power, because if they're not maxed with death, they might just die. I guess if they're offensive, then they will die for sure. They could also go hard back into Mentir, but I don't think that play makes very much sense. I'm just going to Earth Power. We're going to get a lot of damage off. We do not kill them, so they are somewhat specially defensive as they Surf. Doesn't look like I'm in Torrent. So they're lefties. And that Surf did just under 50%. So some special attack investment, or maybe none, and just like a higher roll. It looks very specially defensive. They should know I'm choice specs at this point from that damage. So I'm assuming we see Salamence come back in. So I'm going to swap out to Sneasler here. I don't think it makes any sense for them to stay in here. But even if they do, Sneasler easily takes 2 Surfs. Yeah, okay. I think we see Salamence. They go Clefable, actually. That's way better for me. Clefable comes out. I mean, they never die to a Dire Claw. I'm assuming they're Fizz Def. Even if they're not Fizz Def, like, they should never die unless they're fully offensive. I will just U-turn out here. They might be Kebia Berry, but I think it's more likely that they're just clicking a Psychic move here and are very defensive. Based on that damage, it does look defensive to me. Like a bold set makes a lot of sense. So I go Ogerpon, but if they click the Thunder Wave, that could be difficult. I think Enamorous makes sense because I've already taken a lot of damage. I shouldn't die to a Moonblast, I don't think. No, and they can give me a Contrary Boost, which would just be detrimental to them. They do T-Wave, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world at all. Because Paralyzed, we still outspeed this thing if they're no investment, as they are leftovers. It's fine. So yeah, Moonblast is totally free versus their team. Doesn't actually get a kill, but it might, as we do so much. They're gonna Stealth Rock up. I can spin that away, so I'm not worried. We might see Typhlosion come out here. If they go Typhlosion, I think I still am doing so much to them. Typhlosion's taken like 50-ish% to this. So yeah, it's just going to be me clicking this button. Now this is in Sneasler range for sure. They're going to withdraw now. So I'm assuming Typhlosion or just sack the Fortress. They go Serperior? What? Serperior's a crazy play there. Because this Moonblast might just kill. We do not quite, and we give them the special attack raise, which is tough. So they're at +1. A Leaf Storm from them, from 156, has 1 roll to kill me here. So I'm just going to stay in. They're going to Leaf Storm me. They do not get the KO. Beautiful. Come on, just don't get paralyzed here. And nice. We claim that KO with Enamorous. And they have a hard time switching in. They can claim a KO with Mance or with Typhlosion if they want, but then I get to bring in my counters. They do bring in Typhlosion. I hope they spend their Tera here. They're going to Frisk, find my choice specs. They already knew this. And their Air Balloon. Air Balloon, does that actually, like, I don't care about that. Not at all. I'm just going to Moonblast. I'm going to sack this Enamorous off. There's no reason that I need to keep it alive. Like, I don't switch into this thing, and we do see the Tera, which is beautiful. Do we see Tera Fire, just straight up? We do see Tera Steel. Okay. Tera Steel. Typhlosion, Hisui, potentially Scarfed. They're going to Tera Steel, Tera Blast. So if they're Choice Scarf, that's great. I think the play here is probably go out to Quaquaval. and Rapid Spin away, get my, I mean, I don't have to. I can go straight up into Ogerpon and Ivy Cudgel for free. I also Trailblaze for very, very much free. Or Sword Stance. I can do a lot of stuff for free. I can go Sneasler and I can Close Combat for free. I can go my own Brute Bonnet. I do kind of like my own Brute Bonnet. Tera Blast versus them is pretty nasty. And then if Salamence comes out, I Spore it. Or I just claim the KO. I can go Quacklevolt, Rapid Spin these away, play a safer game. What is the better option here? We'll do Quacklevolt. We'll do Quacklevolt. I'll try to see if this thing is choiced in some capacity. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just very free to spin here. They're going to withdraw, so I do assume some sort of choice, but it doesn't have to be. They're going to sack their Fortress, so we're going to get that spin off. Beautiful. Now we don't have to worry about hazards, probably for the rest of the game, basically. We're not Moxie, unfortunately, because a +1 boost there would have been nasty. But if Salamence wants to come in, I don't actually outspeed them. After the Rapid Spin, I was hoping that I would, but I don't quite. And Hurricane is nasty here. I'm going to make the Dash Button play yet again. If they want to go Clefable and punish it, or Empoleon and try to punish it, this is fine still, because my Sneasler just looks so good into both of those. They do hit the Hurricane. How much are they doing? They do over 50. They get the Confusion as well. They brought me down to what, 158? Yes, 158. So they did 160. Which looks like max special attack, timid, just like a high roll. I can't really switch into this guy at all. I definitely can't. And if this thing is Choice Scarfed, it can be a threat. Might be one of those opportunities where I just kind of have to click a wish. Hope I don't get confused and para'd and everything. They do withdraw. That's fine. We're going to see Empo come out. This thing is very low for now. Hopefully I get this wish off. We hit ourselves. That is not what I wanted to see. And unfortunately, I'm minus attack on my nature here. I wouldn't knock them out anyways, but it makes it a little bit more annoying. I think I can just go out to Quacklevolt. Or, I mean, Sneasler makes the most sense, because if they flip turn, I still punish everything. So we'll go Sneasler here. Play that aggressive. And, I mean, if I get the Poison Touch off on Salamence coming out, that would be great. We do just see Surf. And I think Close Combat is so free now. Close Combat is just so free. The Clef can't really take it. The Superior is dead. I don't have to worry about that Pokemon anymore. It's really just the Salamence that's a threat. And this Empoleon is annoying for my team, so I'm going to CC it. If they go Salamence now, that's fine. They do. I would love to get this Poison Touch, but we're still going to do about 25%-ish. And maybe a little bit under. No Poison Touch. No Poison Touch. Unfortunate. We could do just about 25. So I could go Dash Bun here. I think it's the play, because if they miss a Hurricane, it puts me in a similar position to before. And I just spam Close Combats every time I get a free swap. They do miss that Hurricane. I think on this turn, I mean, Wish makes a lot of sense again, because then I can make the Sneasler play just yet again. Right? We might as well just Wish. I'm not confused this time around, which is nice. They do hit a Hurricane. Bring me down to 63. No Confusion is great. Maybe I should count the Hurricanes, but I don't need to. We will just protect here. And if we ever see them go for a different move, then I know they're not choiced. They are Roost. So I know this Pokemon's not choiced now. which means that Ogerpon can deal with it. I just get a Sword Stance up and I kind of win the game with Ogerpon. I can get a Sword Stance up versus Empoleon for sure. Probably against Typhlosion as well. We'll just wish here. They miss another Hurricane. And I think... I really want a Stomping Tantrum on the swap to Empoleon here. Stomping Tantrum should be able to 2-hit KO that Pokemon. So I'll go for it here. They do withdraw. I think this is going to be Empo. I guess we're not at -1. They go Clefable. That's fine. We'll get a little bit of damage. Stomping Tantrum. I don't think I'm actually knocking this guy out with the Play Rough, though, which is a tough position here. Because if this thing Moonlights up, it becomes more annoying. I guess maybe I just go Brute Bonnet here, because then I start getting off a lot of damage versus their squad. Yeah, I think just Brute Bonnet makes a lot of sense here, because I Spore them, I just spam Tera Blast, they do Moonlight, which is fine. They have nothing that can take a Spore anymore. And if this thing gets Spored, then it's just setup fodder. Although the damage on this would be really nice. Oh man. Do I just Tera Blast this turn? Maybe I Tera Blast once. The Spore just punishes everything. We'll Spore. And we are faster than them. Beautiful. They have no speed investment at all. So we just get that free Spore off. Really wish I was like Growth or something on this set. But they do not switch into this Pokemon at all. I think that also I can just go hard Sneasler and it's super free. Because Salamence coming out makes sense, so I just U-turn out. And if they stay in, I can threaten them. I think I just U-turn anyways. They do withdraw. Perfect. I think we see Mence. Yep. Mence is the Pokemon I gotta break here. I need to get this Poison Touch. That's what I've been going for this whole time. And so getting a Poison Touch here would be so huge. Come on. Please. No Poison Touch. I mean, potentially they could be Covert Cloak, but I think they're Boots. But we'll run them out of Hurricanes. I will totally do that. They Hurricane again. They crit me. Never mind, I'm not running them out of Hurricanes anytime soon. That's nasty. I'll Protect once here. That crit definitely matters. That crit super matters, but it's okay. I think I always die if they land it here. I think that's true. I will wish. They do land it, so that's unfortunate. But I'll go back out to Sneasler. I can click Dire Claw. They have no Intimidate off on me, so Dire Claw does a ton and has the chance for all that sort of static or proc stuff. And then afterwards I can come into Ogerpon. I think Ogerpon should be able to do it. I mean, do they think I'm just going to U-turn? This can be a bad play if they go into the Typhlosion, especially. But I will just click it. That's no good. Maybe we'll see Clef, though. We see Empo. Yeah, getting crit there just made my life so much more difficult, man. I should have just close combated. I really thought about it, too. And now I'm in a tough spot. A very tough spot. I mean, it's got to be Quaquaval here. I think they should flip turn. But it's not an easy play for me to make anything at this point. They're just going to Roost up, which is great. I actually very much like that for me. So I can close combat this guy if I want. What are the odds that they go out to Clef? That would be fine, because I can just flip turn out the next turn. They're going to withdraw. If this is Mence, it'll be nice damage. It's the Clef, so I should have just flipped, but it is what it is. You're going to do just about nothing. And I just flip. I flip turn out, and I go out to Brute Bonnet, and Brute Bonnet does a ton of damage. Puts on a lot of pressure yet again. Maybe I should have tried to end this game earlier. Because playing it this, like, what I thought would be a safer way really opened myself up to that crit versus the Salamence. They're going to withdraw, so we're going to get momentum, which is beautiful. They go out to Mence. So that's nice. That is very nice. I think no matter what here, I am going Sneasel or Sneasler, and I'm just going to click Close Combat, because that should bring them down to 50%. And then at that point, Rock Tomb always knocks them out from Ogerpon. So we're going to go Sneasler, and I just Close Combat. I'll Close Combat. They might make the play out to Clef here, which I think is a kind of no drawbacks play. It is there are drawbacks for sure, because I get to go Brute Bonnet for free. But we get damage off. Please get a poison as well. That would be beautiful, because I haven't got a single poison touch like all season basically. There we go. There we go. That's big damage. They Hurricane. They're gonna land it. That's fine. Because at this point, I could even probably just Ivy Cudgel against the Mence. This Mence is so low now, so it can't do anything. I just go Ogerpon. If this was Rock Ogerpon, I would win the game on the spot, but it is not. So I'll just Rock Tomb here. Ivy Cudgel would most likely just take this thing out anyways, but I'm not trying to take any chances. I also slow down a Scarf Typhlosion if they want to bring that in here. They do bring in Typhlosion. Typhlosion. Yeah, if this thing is Choice Scarfed, I'll bring them down to -1 speed. That does decent damage actually. So I always outrun this thing, no matter what. And I get to Ivy Cudgel. We know they're Frisk. Typhlosion, Sui. Yeah, I always outrun this guy. I just Cudgel. Beautiful. Goodbye, Typhlosion. And then if Empoleon comes out, I think I just SD and I win. If Clefable comes out, I think it makes the most sense to go Brute Bonnet, probably. Have they burned their turn of sleep? They go Salamence. What? They're going to get the Intimidate off. Sure. I guess with the Intimidate, I don't knock them out with Ivy Cudgel every time, and Rock Tomb can miss here. But it's the play I have to make. I do hit the Rock Tomb. Awesome. Awesome. So Salamence is down, meaning there's nothing they can do to beat me. I think Empoleon is physically defensive. Wait, no. Do we see they're physical or especially defensive? I don't remember. But they go out to Clefable. I think this guy was physically defensive. But if I get myself up to +1, then Ivy Cudgel does just way too much. I mean, Brute Bonnet is just free here, right? I can synth up. I can do anything. I reset my attack. So next time I come in, I get to +2, and I just sweep through the team. I think that's the play. They do stay fast asleep, so I would have been fine if I SD'd there, I'm pretty sure. But I'm playing the safe game, trying to keep this 3-0 differential, which I think I should be able to keep. Because I just Tera Blast. I just spam Tera Blast. If they want to go Empo, they're going to take 1,000,000,000%. And yeah, we should be good. That does a lot of damage. That does. The worst thing I could see is like some sort of setup. Yeah, I mean, like some sort of setup could be scary. But this thing can't beat me. Because I'm Mold Breaker. The only thing that could beat me, I guess, is Cosmic Power. I'm just going to Spore you. I'm just going to put you to sleep. And I'm going to run through all of your Moonlights. Am I throwing this game potentially? I don't think so. Clefable naturally takes so much this, even if they're fully Fizz Def. Let me calc this damage on this turn for my Brute Bonnet. I think I'm just going to keep spamming attacks because it makes sense. But they take a lot. They do take a lot. Do I think they're taking 31 to 37? Probably. Are you taking 31 to 37? Something like that. We'll just Tera Blast through this guy. I think that it's going to go on for a little bit longer than it needs to. But as soon as they wake up the next time, they're going to be lower. So I am breaking through them. I don't think they're going to die here unless we get a crit. But who cares at that point? We're just going to Tera Blast through. 25, 30, 35, 40-ish %. So they're going to get down very, very low. Yes, very low. They do wake up. Do they T-Wave? They Moonlight. Okay. Yeah, so this is just going to go on for a little bit. I'm going to Spore them again here. Do the same thing, and I'm very much chipping down their health. Like, they could potentially get a first turn Wake or something, but on average... I mean, I have 24 Spores. They don't have that many Moonlights. They've used 3 already, I think. So yeah, it's just going to be over. There's nothing they can do. I'm just going to beat you down with Spore. And they're not even at 75%. So they might get to it KO'd. Not with leftovers, I don't think. Come on, Brute Bonnet, show why you're a good Tera captain. You haven't done much all season. I mean, it has been clutch in a couple of games for sure. It definitely has been clutch, but hasn't really won me any games until now. Hopefully we don't see a Wake here. If we don't see a Wake here, then it's just over. Beautiful. Okay. Good stuff. Stay sleepy. Honk Shoe, Mr. Clefable, Mrs. Clefable, I don't know. Now, Tera Blast just claims the KO on this. If they want to go out to Empoleon here, that's fine as well. Nope, we're just going to claim that KO. And then Empoleon, based on the damage that we saw earlier, I don't think they knock me out ever. So I think it's free to Spore them. I honestly think I probably just outrun them. What percent are you at, Empoleon? You're at full. Yeah, I will just Spore you. We'll see if you're running any speed investment. You're not. Yeah, sleep is kind of broken. Sleep is kind of broken. I can go out to Hearthflame if I really wanted to here. I mean, I might as well just go out to Quackable at this point. Close combat. We'll do 1,000,000,000%, if not knock this Pokemon out. We did see that you were specially defensive, though. Specially defensive looks like it's a roll here. If it wants to knock him out or not. We don't even die to a Grass Knot. And we don't KO them, unfortunately. Are you going to wake up? You are going to wake up. We'll see what you do. You Surf. Not going to do nearly enough, and we're going to claim this nice little 3-0 victory against Firemaster MT. Sorry for bringing the battle out as far, a long time here. But I was worried that Clefable could actually do something if I tried to switch into my Ogerpon and it clicked Thunder Wave. Could have been kind of nasty for me, especially if the Empoleon had some speed investment, which it didn't. But if I got paralyzed there and they had just a little bit of speed investment, they could have outran me. If I get fully paralyzed once, it can be a really nasty time for me versus that Empoleon. But yeah, GG's. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you do, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. That moves us to 6-1 after we got a forfeit win last week. That's why there was no battle. So we are definitely at the top of the standings, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we are going into this. Yeah, we're definitely at the top of the standings. So we're going to get, you know, the 1 or the 2 seed, it's looking. So I'm pretty happy about that. Next week, we are playing against Noah for the win, who is in the playoff conversation. So we're going to have ourselves a good game next week. Hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.